Hey, what's up guys? I thought I would give you a little update on what's going to be going on for October. I got the invoice for the hard drive bill. That's going to be $46. That's a lot of money for me, but it's one of those things that has to be done. I have to pay that. I will be getting my YouTube ad revenue. Hopefully Patreon stops withholding my payments. Lately I've only been getting like 1/2 of my payments, which is really annoying for me. That money almost always goes completely back into the channel. Be it, Cash Shop for DFO or a new game or something. Sometimes I'll get a Vita port and do a review on that. I've done that multiple times in the past. Hopefully that will, hopefully that will come in, and that will help with the other things I'm going to be buying. I won't be getting Transformers. It looks like it's going to be coming out on the 6th after all on PC. I looked at the system requirements. Platinum games aren't really games you need like a $2,000 video card for. They run on pretty modest systems. The PS3 versions of Platinum games tend to have frame rate that fluctuates a little bit, but nothing unplayable. I hope that on PC I won't have any problems at all, or it'll be very minimal. I won't be getting that. I'm also looking at Assault Android Cactus. Looks like a really cool indie bullet hell shmup. Looks right up my alley. It looks like something I'll be playing sometime in the near future, probably on the 1st or 2nd. I'm gonna have to spend so much money on the 1st. I'm gonna have to buy groceries, I'll have to pay the hard drive bill, and pay off Transformers. Hopefully I'll have some money left after that. I'm sure you've noticed things have been pretty low-key lately. Lots of stream VODs. I have been going through some pretty bad depression. Like worse than usual, like just like the kind of depression where you just don't want to wake up, you don't want to get out of bed. It's a miracle that I put up something every day. The only times I've really missed any days is when my PC was dead and then my laptop died, and I had absolutely no means of curating or looking at my YouTube channel at all aside from my Vita, which you can't upload videos from. You can only do that from a smartphone. I don't know. I hope that next month will be better for me. I hope that I'll have the hard drive paid off. I'll have Transformers, a brand new game, which may or may not perform well. One of the things I've realized is you can get brand new games, you can work really hard on them, and they may or may not grow your channel. Basara 4 Sumeragi, I worked really hard on that game, and it didn't really perform too well. I got much more growth off the original Basara. I think a lot of people just didn't really even know that there is an expansion to Basara. People aren't really searching for it. The game just kind of came and went, which is a shame. I think that they fixed a lot of the issues that the original game had. The grinding for the green inscriptions, just a lot of quality of life things were changed. The personal items were brought back. I think it's a pretty monumental improvement over the original. It still got a lot of the same issues, but obviously that's just because the Basara team, they operate on a shoestring budget, I kind of compare myself to them sometimes, Obviously, I don't make, AA, mid-budget games with my budget, but it's kind of the same thing. They want to do more, but, they're limited by the budget, and I think that Basara 4 Sumeragi was a pretty good improvement over the original, despite, some of the issues are still there. But that game didn't perform well for me at all, and I hope that Transformers will at least do somewhat, decent. Buying a copy of Korra wasn't really a big deal. It was $15, but Transformers is $50. I'm really hoping that since they're charging an extra $35 for it, that it will have something to warrant that extra price. I'm pretty sure it will, but you know how it is with like technical action games. You can't really tell until somebody who actually knows what they're doing actually uploads some footage of it. It's the same thing with Tales, Muso games, stuff like that. If Swillow's, picking up a game before I do, I'll go and I'll watch his videos and I'll get his input before I, plunk down any money for it, because I know that he'll play the game, at the highest level possible, at the very beginning of the game's metagame. Whereas the other people, you can't really watch like IGN reviews for like Bayonetta and stuff. You're not gonna get the meat of the gameplay, which is the metagame, the high-level gameplay, the advanced techniques and stuff. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know how hard I'm going to be working on it. I stressed myself out really hard working on Basara 4 Sumeragi, and it's definitely one of the less talked about downsides to doing this kind of thing. Is you can stretch yourself really far on a new game, and you just get sick of playing it. I know that Basara got a patch that allows you to disable the transformations entirely. You can either they basically gave them like Basara attacks, which just cancel the transformation entirely, or you can just disable them to begin with in story mode, which definitely opens up the door for speedruns. The one thing that complicates doing speedruns for Sumeragi is Soren has an out-of-bounds trick that you can do on a vast majority of the levels in the game. So I imagine it would have to be something like Ocarina of Time, where, you know, that game is so broken and busted that, you know, that game has like a dozen categories. You know, obviously in a game where you can just warp to the end from the first 10 minutes of the game, there has to be some kind of limitation to keep the speedrun more interesting. I may be looking at speedruns for that sometime in the near future. Maybe I can do something like that for my 10th anniversary. That's going to be coming up on the 11th. I don't really have too much, you know, heavy-duty stuff planned. I will be doing some speedruns. I'll be doing some speedruns on this. I was thinking of doing Streets of Fury EX, maybe Devil's Dare, maybe some Basara as well. I do have a couple of my older games that I covered back in the past. I'm going to try to sprinkle those in there, and I have been talking to the developers of this game, 20XX. I hope that, you know, they said that they might be able to send me some codes, and I don't know how many of you would be interested in this game. It's definitely kind of a niche game. I'm a sucker for a really good fast-paced platformer, just as much as I am for the stuff you guys know me for, like Musou games and character action games and beat-em-ups and stuff like that. You know, if you put out a really good indie, like fast-paced platformer, I'm all over it, like as soon as I can possibly afford it. I hope that you guys will appreciate that. I'm still kind of in the, you know, arrangement stage. They haven't really sent me the code yet, but that 10th anniversary is coming up really soon, so I hope that they'll be able to send me some. I will try to get some other prizes as well, but like I said, my money is stretched pretty thin until November. I don't know, I don't really do a whole lot for Black Friday. I hope in November I'll have a little extra money to do things besides just run this YouTube channel, which is one of the reasons I've been depressed. You know, I put so much money into it, and sometimes it's hard. You know, I've been living on one meal a day and snacks for the past several months. I hope that I can break out of this situation I'm in, but I am excited for the 10th anniversary. I've met so many awesome people on this site. You know, I may never reach the, you know, sustainability that some of the other YouTubers have that have been around as long as I have, but, you know, friends are more important than money. You know, friends can help you out in ways that money can't buy. You know, they can be there to just talk to you and hang out with you. And the people who hang out with me in my stream, even when I'm getting upset, even when, you know, the other aspects of my life outside of this channel are just making me be really irritable, that stuff means a lot to me. And I hope that most of you will come by for the 10th anniversary. I'm actually going to ask you guys, where would you like the 10th anniversary to be? I was thinking it would be fitting to have it on here, but unfortunately YouTube gaming is just not really at the standard that I want it to be just yet. I cannot access the chat from my Vita, which is the only second monitor smartphone, you know, type thing that I have. Twitch is a better, you know, ecosystem for me. I could send my viewers elsewhere and stuff like that, but I'm thinking I'm going to do it on here. Just because it'll be a little more accessible. I will be announcing, you know, the specific, you know, time that I'll be doing it on the 11th. I'm probably going to go out and get a nice pizza or, you know, treat myself to something with what little money I have, and we'll try to have a fun, you know, 10th anniversary. So make sure to come by for that. We'll be doing Transformers on the 6th. I'm going to pre-order it in a couple days time, so I'll have that all squared away. Hopefully they have a preload. And yeah, October is going to be pretty exciting. There is going to be a second awakening for the Priest on DFO, but I've kind of become a little disillusioned with that game. Just the end game in that game sucks, to be honest. It's just there's just so many layers of RNG in order to like make your character the best it can be. I really prefer PSO2's endgame. You know, the endgame in that, there is some RNG involved, but they've definitely come a long way in the past year. It used to be the endgame in that was pretty bad. The best weapons in the game were all tied to a single boss with an abysmally low drop rate. And you pretty much had to you know, grind that out like crazy in order to get the maximum potential out of your character after you're capped. That game is in a much better state now. I may return to that. Closers for me is more just the language barrier and the fact that I don't have anybody to play it with. They've definitely gone to great lengths. They've made it a lot easier to solo. It doesn't look like you really need a party at all in that game. You can play that game like, you know, a social reject if you want to. And it's kind of what DFO was like too, and like my guild's pretty much dead. I haven't really bothered to join any of the other ones. I just haven't really been... I don't want to be in a position where an MMO is a second job to me. I already put so many hours of my day into this YouTube channel, and you know, despite all my efforts, it's still not sustainable. I'm still living on nothing, so I don't know how much online gaming I'm going to be doing. I will be checking out the Priest Second Awakening. I do have some pretty decent gear on him. I hope that I'll be able to get him a plus 12 or something and go with that, but yeah, basically next month is going to be Transformers Assault Android Cactus, my big, you know, 10th anniversary thing, which may or may not spread into a couple days. It depends on my mood and what resources I have. That'll be fun. I may be doing some Basara speedruns. Maybe I'll look into that on stream. One Piece, I have finished the story. It is gonna take me a while to do the level break stuff. I do hope that I'll be able to do that, but I kind of got into the game late. I didn't import it, and now Transformers is on the horizon. How far I take One Piece depends on how much I really enjoy Transformers. You know, if Transformers has issues that prevent me from playing it more than once or twice, then I will go back to One Piece. If Transformers ends up being a game I sink tons of time into, like the original Bayonetta, you know, DMC4 and stuff like that in the past on this channel, then One Piece may go on the back burner. We'll see what happens. If you guys want to help with October, be it the new releases or whatever, I guess my links are in the description. I should be able to get everything, hopefully, but I'm hoping that I'll get enough money from YouTube this month that I won't have to. I'll be able to have more than one meal a day. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.